Hi, I'm Randy Efron from Skylattice Property Capital. I'm a former CPA and I spent over a decade in New York City investing capital into commercial real estate on behalf of the private equity and Wall Street lending firms that I worked for. Now, I leverage that experience in those relationships to help you raise debt and equity capital for your real estate deals. In today's episode, I am going to discuss another form of ownership for hotels. Although this form of ownership is applicable to all types of commercial real estate. Specifically, I am going to discuss the dual role private equity form of ownership, in which the private equity firm acts as both the GP and the LP in the deal. Let's get through some terminology first. LP means limited partner, which is usually synonymous with the party that is writing the majority of the equity check for the investment. GP means general partner, which is usually synonymous with the party that is responsible for acquiring the property, executing the business plan, and selling the property. In the dual role private equity form of ownership, there is no partner that functions as a GP. The private equity firm is doing everything. In order to understand the dual role private equity fund form of ownership, you must first understand what a private equity fund is. In layman terms, a private equity fund is an investment vehicle that is used to raise and aggregate capital from investors and then deploy that capital into a particular type of investment, otherwise known as an investment mandate. For real estate private equity funds, the investment mandate is real estate. The mandate can be even further refined by the type of real estate investment, such as debt versus equity, the property type, property location, or investment strategy, such as core, core plus, value add, or opportunistic. Now, you may be asking yourself, how does a private equity fund differ from a syndication, one of the other forms of ownership that I discussed in my prior episodes? Typically, a syndication is used for one investment, and the dollar amounts that investors invest tend to be much smaller than the amounts that are invested in a private equity fund. Syndication investors are typically comprised of individual investors. Conversely, a private equity fund is used for multiple investments, and the dollar amounts invested tend to be much larger than a syndication. Investors contribute capital to the fund with the expectation that the capital will be invested across multiple real estate investments, which provides diversification of risk. Investors are typically comprised of institutional investors, such as pension funds. Now, since I don't want these episodes to get too long, I'm going to stop here and continue this topic in my next episode. Please click like, subscribe, or follow if you would like to stay informed about new episodes, or send me an email at randy.efron@skylattice.com if you need help refinancing your loans, raising debt or equity capital, or would simply just like to leverage your time better without incurring any overhead. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.